seems like we are right now in a bit of a consolidation or reaccumulation phase. While we still have a bit of volatility, I think this little rally is taking a bit of a breather right now before we potentially go for the next leg up. If we look at Atom, we are hovering around $9 US. Yesterday we had a bit of a pump to $9.50, and now we've been going slightly down again. One thing that is very exciting for the Cosmos Hub right now is this proposal 848, the Atom halving, to cut the inflation rate maximum in half. And this ends in 4 days. So this is a very interesting proposal because you basically have three camps here. Ones that say yes, ones that say no, and ones that are probably unsure what the implications are of cutting the max inflation rate in half. So my call to action for you is to really take the time, read through this proposal, think about the implications of it, and then just vote and move on. If you want to share your thoughts and your reasons why, I think this is also super helpful in a constructive way without causing any drama or trying to stab on anyone or putting labels or any people into camps. I think this makes a lot of sense to just share your constructive reasoning. But yeah, I think it's great to see the turnout. We're at 57% already, and we still have 4 days to go. So Cosmos Hub governance is alive. Celestia, TIA, has slowed down a little bit, which, to be honest, at this price is still absolutely crazy. $5.62. We went as high as $7.20, all the way up here, 28 even. $7.28 was the peak, which is crazy. So now we have calmed down a little bit, which, to be honest, it got really scary up there at these heights of $7. But yeah, staking APR is still 18%. Inflation is around 8%, which gradually goes down every year by 10%. And we're just seeing now, I guess, a bit of a reaccumulation or consolidation phase as well for Celestia, because it's just been up only for the past week. What's also up only is the SEC's constant harassment of the crypto space. To be honest, it's getting really ridiculous. I think the first time we saw these headlines, we were really scared. We were shocked. We're like, oh my God, now they're coming after us. They're cracking down the entire space. Now I think it's just getting ridiculous, right? And even within the government, there's people that believe Gary Gensler is not doing his job. There's absolutely no reason to keep delaying the ETF approvals, to keep delaying their regulatory framework, which everyone's just waiting for them to just like come out with a proper framework to regulate this industry, especially for intermediaries, especially for centralized exchanges, and to really tell them what they need to do, because I think right now no one really knows. But this is the headline that came out last night. And shortly after that, we saw another headline, which is probably bigger and more ridiculous, which is that the SEC filed a complaint again against Kraken, which in my view is the best and most legitimate exchange, centralized exchange out there. But still, I think this is another attempt from the SEC to, I don't know, to just delay the innovation of the crypto space, which actually is bad for the US because they're just forcing people, companies, founders, entrepreneurs out of the US. And that's very sad. Kraken actually came out, and I really love that. They are planning to vigorously defend their position. So I don't know how much money they have. I don't know how prepared they are. I think they're quite well prepared. And the founder or CEO, Jesse Powell, is also one of the most eloquent and outspoken people about the space. I think he's a great ambassador. So I think if this would go into court, I think the chances for Kraken to win this, or to like at least make a very good impression in front of the judges and in front of the other regulating entities, is going to be really positive for the entire crypto space. So let's see what comes out of this. What's been interesting though is that in this report that the SEC filed against Kraken, they also label Atom as a security yet again. And this is super similar to the one that they had against Binance earlier this year, where they came out and said all these tokens or coins are securities. Now they're saying it here again. This all honestly reads very similar to the one they had against Binance. They're also saying here a lot of weird things like the Cosmos team, which there is no Cosmos team. Cosmos is a decentralized ecosystem of sovereign entities, contributors, and distributed teams globally. So I don't know what precisely they mean here. And they also, I think, keep mixing up Cosmos and the Cosmos Hub a lot. They also keep mentioning Jay's new company called, where is it? All New Tenement. Here it is, which spun off from AIB, which I don't even know if they have anything to do with the Cosmos Hub. I mean, not as far as I know, not even Tenement itself. So it's kind of weird. No one expects the ICF to do something that would pump the Atom price. I think we all abandoned that dream, but I don't know. It's weird. Might actually be very bullish for Atom, to be honest. The fact that they're listed here and every other coin that's listed here, which also includes Solana, which includes Matic, which includes Cardano. So the usuals. But yeah, I think if Atom would not be on there, it would mean Atom would be irrelevant probably. So maybe it's even a good sign. I don't know. Now let's get to some actual important and productive news about crypto, about Cosmos, and that is Saga. Saga, which I am also an angel investor in, Saga announced an extension to their seed raise for $5 million US, and they managed to actually land one of the coolest and one of the best VCs, I think. And if you don't know who Placeholder VC is, you have to go and follow Chris, because Chris is an absolute legend in the space. I remember following him many years ago. He's been also very outspoken about Ethereum. He's a big proponent of Ethereum, and now he's also an investor into Saga, and he's also tweeting about Saga. So I don't mind the Cosmos shill, to be honest. I think he also invested in Celestia, if I'm not mistaken, but nonetheless, the explanation here about Saga and their investment and their participation is super bullish for Cosmos. And Saga is one that you should definitely put on your watch list, that you should follow on Twitter, SagaXYZ__. So that's very bullish. And this brings the total raise to $13.5 million for Saga. And they already have 295 projects in their ecosystem, with mainnet scheduled to launch in early 2024. They're super lightning fast. They implement parallel execution. Their incentivized testnet Pegasus just went live, which we with Cryptocito are also part of. And they are actually focused on the gaming sector. So they have a lot of games in their ecosystem, which is a huge gap in Cosmos, to be honest. So I hope and I'm confident that they can actually fill this gap, because they also did a lot of BD and a lot of community building in Web 2. Which is also why they weren't as involved in Cosmoverse this year, because they had their own multiverse summit around Gamescom in Cologne. And Gamescom is the largest gaming conference in the world, as far as I know, in my country, Germany. And they made a lot of meaningful partnerships there. Also, if you look at some of the other investors, Maven 11, Longhash, Samsung, Come to Us, which is also a gaming company out of Korea, and Polygon. I actually didn't know that Polygon also invested, but this is cool. And yeah, they also have this multi-chain vision. They also don't necessarily go out there and say, we are Cosmos, we're Cosmos. They're multi-chain. They go where users are. They go where they have tractions, where they have partnerships. So this is the great way to do it, similar as Celestia did it. And also, by the way, they are most likely going to do an airdrop, which is one of the reasons why you might consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, because I talk about these things. I talk with the teams very closely, with many of these teams, and for a long time, like for years. So this is something that's coming, and you should put that on your watch list. Also, what I found really interesting is that Raul Pal started following me on Twitter, and I actually had a brief exchange via DMs with him. And he's basically super interested also to learn more about Celestia. And I really believe that Celestia is well positioned to be one of the best performers in the next bull run, and to be the star in Cosmos for the next bull run. And to actually achieve a $100 billion market cap. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised about that. You have to think about it. In a bull run, prices go to extreme highs, absolutely unrationally highs. And if you think that Cardano ADA reached a $100 billion market cap in the 2021 bull run with, let's be honest, not much to show, with not much volumes, not much liquidity, not much TVL, not many user activities. If ADA achieved that in the last bull run, where the tide was much lower, why can't Celestia reach this in the next bull run? And I think they actually might. Watch out on this YouTube channel for Celestia Alpha. I also think TIA as a coin is going to be the base token for many airdrops. coming up. Many rollups will airdrop their supply to TIA stakers. Actually, I already know a couple that are in the works. Also, we see my man Ran from Crypto Banter, the founder of Crypto Banter, Crypto Man Ran, which you should follow on Twitter as well. He just dropped that Cosmos, in his opinion, is one of the biggest narratives for the next bull run. Listen to this. So my point really is Cosmos is really primed to be a big winner for the next bull run, and you don't really want to miss out. You want to position yourself today to potentially benefit from the upside before it's too late, right? Because I think the Cosmos hype is going to break out sooner than later, and you don't want to miss out on that. Now let's talk about airdrops, which I feel right now we are in the midst of airdrop season, and there's a lot of airdrops yet to come. I do this mega guide, the Cosmos airdrop mega guide, every couple months here on this YouTube channel. I did this one here in January of 2023, where I also talked about the Celestia airdrop. I talked about Celestia for 2.5 years, but this one has been massive. And we actually started working on a new airdrop guide that is coming in the next 2 weeks. And I also want to call every founder or every project in Cosmos that is planning on doing an airdrop to drop me a message. And in fact, since I made this tweet just a few hours ago, I already got a lot of messages from projects that I didn't even know that they're going to make airdrops in Cosmos. And generally for airdrops, I have this mentality to never expect to get rich with airdrops. Never complain about the airdrop, even if it's something that you think, oh, I'm going to get a few $1,000s, and you end up getting just $10. There's no reason to complain, right? You only deserve the big airdrops if you respect the small airdrops. So these lists over the years have made so much money to you guys, to the subscribers, and also for myself. I mean, I got a lot of money, a lot of free money for staking Atom, staking Osmo, for doing some tasks here and there, for being an active user, right? The Axelar airdrop, the Neutron airdrop, Stride airdrop, TIA airdrop, Osmo airdrop itself, the Juno airdrop itself, Chihuahua. There were countless airdrops in Cosmos over the past 2.5 years. And I think because Cosmos is this internet of blockchains, this decentralized ecosystem of sovereign networks, there's always going to be more airdrops because there's always new chains and new products that are launching, right? One that you can claim right now is actually the PYTH airdrop, which I just claimed here with my public portfolio challenge wallets that I keep doing every couple of months. Also, we actually just recorded a video on that before I claimed the airdrop. So the numbers that you will be seeing in this video that is coming in a few days are without this airdrop. So this airdrop actually managed to lower my Atom entry by 30%. To claim the airdrop, you have to connect your Kepler in order to sign a transaction to prove that you have this wallet. And then to actually claim the tokens, you need your Solana wallet. But Phantom, to be honest, is super smooth and very nice and super fast. Keep in mind also that you need some Sol. And actually, if you want to have a full tutorial how to do it, watch this video from my man Liam at Cryptocito. He just made a 5-minute tutorial how to claim it. And also, actually, one of the questions I get a lot is about the injective activity, because you can only connect your MetaMask here, not your Kepler. So what you have to do is basically import your seed phrase into a fresh new MetaMask browser extension. It's a bit complicated because if you already have MetaMask installed and have your wallets connected, you can't import another seed phrase. But if you open a fresh new MetaMask extension, maybe on a different browser, then you can import your seed phrase and then you can connect your wallet here and you can potentially see if you're eligible. Eligibility has been if you interacted with some applications on Injective, such as Helix or an Osmosis, such as Mars or Levana, where you actually used PYTH, because PYTH is an Oracle service for DeFi. So you would have to use any of these applications. So Osmosis doesn't mean it's for Osmos stakers. Injective doesn't mean it's for INJ stakers. It's for users of their protocol, basically. That's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new video. Stay safe, guys, and be good.